So what we're going to do is I'm just going to get that pin pushed back there, and then we will use the vise as a third hand, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is just kind of push that up, pin right inside of here. You can see it right there. And while I'm doing that, with this finger that's moving, I'm pushing on the locking pin as I lift. And then you'll see that I've got it pushed all the way in. What I have to do now is I have to hold that back. It takes a lot of energy to hold that back while I get it into the vise. And I'm just going to use the vise to hold the pin in. That hurts the finger. At least it does mine. And I'm going to hold it upside down, and then I will just shim it open upside down. And that you obviously don't want to crush any of that. So at this point, I've got the pin moved out of the way, and I can now sneak my shim in here. Now, because this is O-bitted or 1-bitted, I could certainly get it open with this. But for our client, that was not the case. So what I'm going to use is, I have a 35101, that's Schlage's part number 4, a 6-pin blank, and I have it in an H keyway, and an H keyway is a multi-section blank that covers C, E, and CE, and this happens to be a CE core. Yeah. So I'm just going to do my shimming, which in most instances I'm not awful at. But I'm never very good at it. And sometimes I do employ a pick, but not often. And I've never actually shimmed a cylinder upside down. And now my shim is almost all the way in. Okay, so I got it open. So now I've shimmed it open. The bottom line is this. I've rotated it. You're okay now to pull the shim out because you've rotated the core. Nothing's going to happen. You can pull that shim out. Now I'm going to gently release what we have. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's fine because you're now in the opened condition. So the key with this is finger on the locking pin as you lift that, and you need to get it into the fully retracted position. Sometimes you have to wiggle this collar in order to get it back, but you will get it back. Easy peasy. I happen to use a vise. I imagine if you had a really tiny clamp, that would be good too. Sometimes I use a vise to shim cylinders because sometimes you just can't hold it and get that shim advanced while you're holding the cylinder and trying to take a key blank, and it's helpful to have a blank and not a O or a 1 or a 0 or a 1-bitted. You can do it with O-bitted blanks. It's just nice to have an actual blank because it slides easier in and out. But that's how you get that open. You know, obviously for the client, that's not what they were doing. We found out after the fact as I snap that back together, and I'll put the cap and the pin back in, and then at the end of the day, that's really all there is to it, and I hope that was of some help. And again, I did get the biddings for the 3 different variants, sent them to the client, and he'll just take his Blue Punch or his HPC or his Fromen or whatever he's going to use and originate a key, and hopefully that'll be great. He will cut that on a control blank because that's what he needs to do. I don't know the part number off the top of my head for a control blank, but that's a really easy dive into our website. There's a quick reference to Schlage cylinders and keys, that kind of thing, an old document, but it's really solid. Any questions on this or any other Schlage item, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.